Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some tools to get you started if you're a beginner with polymer clay, so let's get right into it. We're going to have a list of all the brands we mentioned in this video down below, as well as everything else we're using in this video. And we're going to have a more in-depth on coloring clay and working with clay, so keep your eyes peeled for that video coming soon. For the clay itself, it's going to depend on what you have available in your area and what your personal preferences as you go along, but Sculpey Souffle and Primo, Fimo, Cernit, and Kato are all really great brands. We personally mainly use Primo for most of our earrings and charms because it's just a nice midway clay. It's not too tough, it's not too soft, it's really easy to use and sculpt with, and it's just our personal preference. We use two types of blades, an X-Acto knife and this longer cutter. You could get by without the longer blade, but it's great for making nice straight cuts, as well as kind of like scooping up underneath your polymer clay to pick up pieces. An acrylic roller is a must-have, and when you're ready for the investment, a past machine is great because it ensures that your clay is the same thickness all the way through, and it allows you to roll your clay really thin. If you just have the acrylic roller, you can use like 2 popsicle sticks or 2 skewers or whatever you have and put it on either side of your clay, and that's going to act as a guide and allow you to have that nice even piece when you roll it out. Sculpting tools are another great thing to have. There are so many options out there. We have some silicone tipped ones so they're nice and soft, and we have some balling tools. And then if you're wanting to get some fine details on your earrings, these dentist kits are actually great. They're the perfect size. If you're bare bones in it, you can get really creative with what you have around your house. We use this clay-only toothbrush, this little pair of scissors, whatever you have that can create texture, use it. What earring cutters you buy are based off of what you plan to make and what your own style is going to be. But if you can't get a bunch of cutters all at once, just get a couple that you like. And you can also always go online and print off some templates or even just trace off your computer screen if there's a shape that you like. We have certainly done that, and then just use your X-Acto knife to cut them out. Ceramic tiles are great to work on because you can just pop them right into the oven when you're done working with your clay, and you don't have to pick your earrings up and risk messing up your beautiful soft clay. We use acetone with almost every single pair of earrings we make. We dip a little bit with a Q-tip and then it cleans up marks, nail marks. If you get little fuzzies or hair on your earrings, it takes it right off. It is vital for cleanup and making your earrings look more polished. Bacon Bond is like a glue for attaching 2 pieces of clay together. So if you're going to be adding details to your earrings or charms or whatever you're making, it's going to give you a really firm hold when you bake it, and it is definitely a staple. For cleaning up any rough edges, you can just use a regular old piece of sandpaper. It works. Or if you want to get a little fancier, you can get a Dremel drill here, and it has all these different heads for different purposes, buffing, polishing. It's a little bit fancier, but definitely worth the investment. The first step of adding hardware is poking a hole, and honestly you can just use a plain old skewer or whatever you have and poke it into your softened clay, or you can grab your Dremel again, and it has these drill bit pieces that are really handy. For the hardware itself, you can get some pretty reasonably priced variety packs online that come with a whole bunch of gold and silver pieces, and then you can either create little loops in the hardware yourself for charms or accessories to your earrings, or there's these little looper tools you can buy separately if you want to make them yourself. We're going to have another separate video all about hardware, what to use, how to use it, but the one tip I will give you in this is just be very careful of what you're buying, especially if you're buying backings for earrings. You want to make sure you are getting quality pieces because you don't want to turn anyone's ears green. We have 2 pairs of pliers for adding hardware. One of them is like a needle nose plier. It's great for picking things up and holding your hardware as you're adding it. And the other one is great for cutting wire or cutting chain. What accessories you buy, again, it's going to come down to your own personal preference and what you like. We get a lot of ours off of Etsy or AliExpress, and then you can't go wrong with some gold and silver chain if you want to dangle some pieces. We use E6000 glue to attach things like backings on our earrings, or if you wanted to stick something onto the front of a mug or onto the front of a notebook, this is a really good adhesive. If you want to add resin to your pieces, this is the brand we use. It's great for adding shine to your earrings. It looks amazing over translucent clay, and you can use it to create things like a water effect if you're making more of a sculpted earring. We use a skewer or this silicone tool to spread the resin around the earring, and then we like to work on top of the silicone mat we've placed on a piece of cardboard. This just helps with spillage cleanup. We use this UV nail lamp. This one is great because you can actually run it for 30 minutes at a time. A lot of them have 5, 10, or 15-minute exposure times, and that just means you have to keep going back and pressing it over and over and over again. If you are going to be using a resin or strong glues, please, please, please protect yourselves. It's so important that you have the proper PPE, a respirator, gloves, goggles. This stuff is toxic before it's set, and you do not want to be breathing it in or getting it on your skin. And finally, our employee of the month, every month, this little desktop cleaner. If you are sanding, if you've got little bits on your workspace, this little vacuum just sucks it right up. No, it's not a necessity, but we use it every single day. He is an absolute champion, and we strongly recommend you getting one. And that's the video. We hope it was helpful for you. We know how overwhelming it can be when you're trying to get started and trying to figure out what you need to buy. Again, everything we talked about will be listed down below. And we thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.